So, welcome to the DK show, the DK bulletin. Today is Wednesday, and is I think the third day into January. It's around the fourth day into January 2022. We want to talk about Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is Wiper Party leader and a very respected leader from the Ukambani region. Ukambani region is in the eastern province of Kenya, comprising majorly of three counties. That is Makueni, Machakos, and Kitui. The countries are arid, majorly arid and semi-arid counties in the eastern part of Kenya. And Kalonzo Musyoka is the Kamba leader and the Wiper Party leader, because Kenyan politics, they always take the tribal patterns. So we want to see the journey of Kalonzo Musyoka, especially in the 2022 elections, because we've started to see Kalonzo Musyoka giving pressure to Raila Odinga, the Azimio presidential candidate in the last election. The Wiper Party, led by Senator Enoch Wambua, they have started certain conversation which has attracted various political reactions from the country, because in Kenya, anything politics is always attracting people's views and reactions. So we want to see how the journey of Kalonzo Musyoka has been, especially in the last election, that is the of last year, whereby there was a competition, a very stiff competition between. It's a competition because it's not actually, politics is not enmity, because they were just competing. There must be a winner and a loser, and this time around, anybody, any Kenyan, from where you are, thumbs up to yourself, congratulate yourself because you've conducted yourself in the best manner, you've conducted yourself in the best way that even the enemies of the country couldn't believe. Because this time, the election of last year, Kenyans were very calm, they were very patient, even though they were not happy, because majority of them were not happy. The difference between the president and the opposition leader, Raila Odinga, was merely 200,000. There were controversies and controversial remarks. The matter was taken to the Supreme Court. The Koome-led team of judges of the bench, the 7-bench judge led by Martha Koome, declared Azimio's submissions as evidence were termed as hot air and wild goose chase by the Supreme Court. And that was the end of the story of the elections. And President William Ruto was sworn in on September, the second Tuesday after the Supreme Court ruling, that is the 13th of September, whereby President Ruto was sworn in by Chief Justice as per the Constitution, that is Martha Koome, who is the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, and they were sworn in at Kasarani Stadium. There were various dignitaries. President Uhuru Kenyatta handed over power to President William Ruto, and there was a smooth transition once again in our country. So we want to see Kalonzo Musyoka's journey up to where he is now. Many have called Kalonzo Musyoka watermelon. Many have called him who and who. But we want to see how Kalonzo Musyoka managed to stay around Raila Odinga in 2022, even though the other principal, that is Musalia Mudavadi, who is now the Prime Cabinet Secretary. We also had Moses Wetangula, Papa wa Roma. Papa wa Roma is now the National Assembly Speaker and is the party leader of Ford Kenya. Ford Kenya is coming from Bungoma. We also have guys like Amason Kingi from the coastal region. All these people disagreed with the president, with the presidential candidate of Azimio, that is Raila Odinga, and they formed coalition with William Ruto, and they managed to beat Azimio. So we want to see the real politics that Kalonzo has been playing, because many have called him watermelon, many have called him kigeugeu, mtu ambaye hana mwelekeo, mtu wa kununuliwa. But Kalonzo Musyoka is determined. I can remember on March, Kalonzo Musyoka decided to support Raila Odinga for the 4th time. This is Kalonzo Musyoka.
Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has today endorsed ODM leader Raila Odinga's presidential candidature under the Azimio la Umoja banner. Kalonzo's Wiper Democratic Movement was among over 20 political parties which signed a pact with the Azimio movement backing Raila's bid for the presidency. The occasion was graced by President Uhuru Kenyatta.
On Saturday, over 300 delegates under the Azimio la Umoja umbrella convened at the Kenyatta International Convention Center for a joint national delegates convention. It is here that over 20 political parties, including Wiper Democratic Movement, led by Kalonzo Musyoka, endorsed Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga as the coalition presidential flag bearer.
I accept the nomination by Azimio la Umoja to vie for the President of the Republic of Kenya.
President Uhuru Kenyatta hailing the different political party leaders for putting their differences aside for a common agenda, saying Raila is the best bet for the country.
Wameamua ya kwamba njia ya kutembea kwa Kenya mpya ni tutembee pamoja. Leo imekuwa siku ya kuanzisha safari ambayo tatimika mwezi wa 8 mwaka huu.
Raila promised to deliver on his promise to the electorate if he emerges victorious.
I will strive to eradicate this feeling among majority of Kenyans that however hard they work, nothing seems to change in their lives. I pledge to create a standalone ministry for youth affairs and mainstream appointment of the youth in the Azimio government, in addition to tax holiday for the youth enterprises. And
the Azimio Brigade afterwards attended a rally at Jacaranda grounds in Nairobi, where once again former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka reiterated his support for Raila's presidential bid.
Mimi nilikuwa nikidhani Raila atasema safari hii Kalonzo tosha. Lakini sikiza, kwa roho safi, Wakenya nasema Raila Odinga tosha mara ya 3.
Sio ya kwamba hangeweza, anaweza, lakini akasema hatakuwa moja ya kugawanya Wakenya, anataka tutembee pamoja. Nimehakikishia kwamba mimi sitawaangusha chini. Hii kijiti mtabeba kwa ushujaa, nitakimbia naye na nitaleta ushindi nyumbani.
Azimio la Umoja brings together parties such as Jubilee, ODM, Wiper, KANU, DAP Kenya, KUP, PA, among others.
So that is Azimio, that is Kalonzo Musyoka supporting Raila Odinga for the 3rd time at Jacaranda ground. Jacaranda is in Embakasi East constituency led by Babu Owino. So that is Kalonzo Musyoka. After that they went to elections and Azimio lost terribly because they had poor planning and strategy, and I will analyze that in the next political video, whereby we will see the interview by Babu Owino. We will see what a blow by a blow, how they managed to lose the elections, because they were working too hard to lose the elections. So Kalonzo Musyoka is a determined person. Kalonzo Musyoka supported Raila Odinga out of coercion. I can say that very, very vividly, because Kalonzo Musyoka was in a coalition with Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula. They were in a coalition which was called One Kenya Alliance. One Kenya Alliance segregated when Musalia Mudavadi felt that he was supposed to be the presidential candidate, but the Kamba MPs ganged up against ununited lawyers to maybe say Kalonzo will be the flag bearer, and this led to the fall of OKA, one in a, what it was called One Kenya Alliance. So that's how it fallen. So after this, they went to elections. Kalonzo Musyoka could appear in one or two rallies, could appear in Turkana, he could appear in some few rallies, could appear in Ukambani. Raila Odinga was also busy in the other side, but they failed to make up good strategies of winning an election. Unlike William Ruto's UDA, which had got strategy, they had a propaganda team led by Dennis Itumbi, they had hackers led by Davis Chirchir, they had intelligence people were giving reports like Aden Duale. So these guys were very, very organized. Unlike Azimio, whereby there were quarrels. Sometimes Mutua was out, sometimes Mutua was in, and that's how Azimio lost. But after losing, Azimio is determined, and Raila Odinga is having some appearances in public since losing elections, is giving assurance that he will still fight for democracy, which to me is not the right way. That one look at it on the other analysis. So Kalonzo Musyoka has just signaled that he will be on the ballot come 2027. This one is seen by the close allies' reactions. If you want to know what Raila is saying, by that time you could see the reaction, or you could just read the body language of Junet Mohammed and you will know what Raila Odinga is saying. If you wanted to know what William Ruto was saying, you could just go and see the body language of Ndindi Nyoro and Oscar Sudi, and you will know what the guy was thinking. So right now, if you want to know what Kalonzo Musyoka is saying and the Kamba at large, you visit Enoch Wambua. It used to be Mutula Kilonzo Jr., but Mutula Kilonzo Jr. is now the governor of Makueni after succeeding Governor Kifutha Kibwana, whom resigned from politics after ditching Azimio. So this is how Kalonzo Musyoka has reacted through his point man. We can talk of point man. This guy is called Enoch Wambua. Enoch Wambua is the man.
All right, let's take a breather from the New Year celebrations and bring you some other stories of the day. And the Wiper Party wants Azimio One Kenya coalition leader Raila Odinga to explicitly come out and bequeath the coalition's leadership to its party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, in the coming year. Kitui Senator Enoch Wambua, a close ally of Kalonzo, also wants Odinga to have a special ceremony to hand over his support base countrywide to Kalonzo, insisting it is time he now rested and passed on the leadership baton. This comes at a time Kalonzo's handlers say he's expected to make a major political announcement in January. NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Morevi with the details.
Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka is on the verge of a fresh political mission, as his handlers now say he will be charting a new path in 2023. According to sources close to Kalonzo, he has been meeting a series of political players from across the country this December, and his decision may be inclusive of views collected from the various engagements he has had so far. Kalonzo has already announced his intentions to run for the country's presidency in 2027. A journey he is confident, Kitui Senator Enoch Wambua says, must start immediately.
We must be very clear who our presidential candidate in 2027 will be, so that we have enough time to popularize our candidate, to visit as many parts of this country as possible, and to make sure that Kenyans now begin to familiarize themselves with the possibility of a Kalonzo presidency. And so for that to happen, we must do what Ruto did. We must begin our campaigns yesterday.
Wambua says Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leader Raila Odinga has to also accept the fact that Kalonzo has been an integral player in his politics, and therefore it's time for him to pass on the leadership mantle.
I believe that Raila Amolo Odinga, a man we hold with very high esteem and respect, and the Nyanza backyard of ODM and other strongholds of ODM, they have benefited from the selflessness of His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. It's only fair that they reciprocate that gesture beginning this January.
The Kalonzo Brigade also hopes that the political parties within the Azimio fold will still hold and not leave the coalition, as they hope to form a formidable force with the remaining parties in readiness for 2027.
The beauty of our coalition is that all member parties to Azimio have retained their identity and they have retained their activities. So my challenge to the wiper fraternity across the country is that we must dig in and push the wiper agenda, which is to prepare Kalonzo Musyoka for president, as much as each one of us can.
Consequently, there has been a push from within the coalition to have fresh leadership, as some Nyanza legislators are also seen to be gravitating towards Kalonzo.
One of the reasons why we lost this election to Honorable William Samoei Ruto, the president, is because we took too long as Azimio to decide on the ticket, the presidential ticket. We made the announcement at a time that President Ruto had already taken perhaps 50% of this country.
Just as Kalonzo, Raila has also promised his supporters that he will make a major statement next year and give his political direction.
I'm very happy to see the heightened activity around our Azimio leader.
So that is Azimio. So you have seen Enoch Wambua, that is the senator from Kitui. The Kitui senator is the spokes or the close ally to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the Kamba kingpin. We've seen Enoch Wambua talking about being togetherness or the togetherness of the Azimio team or the opposition. And you can see that they're pushing for Raila's endorsement. So guys, in the comment section, I want to see your opinion on whether Kalonzo Musyoka will manage or will overcome the temptation or the tide the way it is, and if Kalonzo Musyoka can match William Ruto, and if you also think that the people from Luo Nyanza will support Kalonzo Musyoka, and if you also think that Raila Odinga will support Kalonzo Musyoka, I would like to know in the comment section. In the comment section, I want to know. But before we continue, take a second or two, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so that anytime we produce a video like this, you will always get notified. This is the DK Show, your favorite channel analysis, and we are always doing analysis on politics and other matters. We are doing politics in a manner that it cannot be done, or you cannot find it in any other channel. So we, in a rebuttal, Azimio or the ODM brigade from the Azimio side, because Azimio is made up of Jubilee, KANU, KUP, NAC, ODM, and all those other parties which you may know. You will best let me know in the comment section, because I cannot say all of them as per now. But those are the major parties in Azimio. In a rebuttal, we see Edwin Sifuna. Edwin Sifuna is the senator of Nairobi. Is the senator of Nairobi, and he is also the ODM Secretary General. Remember, he's also the ODM Secretary General, and is also the spokes. Therefore, he's the one who is supposed to respond to such matters from Enoch Wambua. So, guys, to me, I'm seeing that there is somebody who is being used, or there's somebody who has just slept on his, let's say, on his head, or there's somebody who has just woken up early so that he can start campaigns. So perhaps you have the opinion. But to me, I'm seeing that it's too early for Kalonzo Musyoka to start giving out such kind of signals. He should look for other strategies instead of this one of dividing Azimio. Because when you start the conversation of 2027 elections, it's like the opposition will not function. They will be battling here and there. They will be battling each other, looking for a presidential candidate in 2027. So which, according to me, is a very small matter, and they can just settle on it by having dialogue among them, or agreement because it is evident and eminent that Raila Odinga has been caught up by age, and I don't think that he can vie again. It's according to me, it's not likely. It's very, very unlikely. So they should just sit down. They should have a strategy. First, they should know how to counter or how to take the advantage of mistakes that are being made by President William Ruto, of which I will also analyze the first 100 days of President William Ruto into office. So you just keep on being on the channel, just subscribe, like the video, click on the notification bell so that anytime a video is produced, you will get notified. Here is Edwin Sifuna's reaction, and that's why I'm saying that it's not the right or the best thing for Kalonzo Musyoka and the Wiper Brigade to start on politicking about 2027. It's very, very unlikely and very, very unfortunate. Listen to the rebuttal or the answers that Edwin Sifuna gave to the Wiper Brigade, and that is Azimio.
Wandani wa kinara wa Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka kumtaka kinara wa Azimio wa Kenya Raila Odinga kumkabidhi bendera ya kugombea urais mwaka 2027. Chama cha Raila ODM kimesema hakiko tayari kwa mazungumzo ya ugombezi wa urais miaka 5 ijayo. Katika ujumbe wake kwa NTV, katibu mkuu wa ODM Edwin Sifuna amejibu kauli hiyo kwa kusema, na tunamnukuu, msimu wa uchaguzi umekamilika hivi majuzi tu na ni miezi michache ndani ya uongozi mpya nchini. Ni mapema sana kuzungumzia mambo ya mwaka 2027. Chama cha ODM kwa sasa kinazingatia jinsi ya kupigania maslahi ya wananchi, na ODM hakitajihusisha na mjadala wa ugombea urais kwa sasa. Sifuna alikuwa akijibu hoja za seneta wa Kitui Enoch Wambua ambaye ni mwandani wa Kalonzo Musyoka, aliyeambia NTV kwamba kuna haja ya Raila Odinga kumpa baraka Kalonzo Musyoka kuanza safari ya mapema kujiandaa kwa uchaguzi wa urais mwaka 2027. Mkazina wa Wiper Gideon Mulungi amejibu kauli hiyo ya Sifuna.
Pengine wanajipanga kinyumbani, na sisi kama wana Wiper tunajipanga kinyumbani, na tukikutana kwa mesa, kila mtu atatoa maoni yake kulingana vile wamejipanga kinyumbani. Sio lazima huyo kinara akuwe Raila, na sio lazima mwenza wake akuwe Martha Karua. Tunataka Kalonzo asimame kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Kalonzo ameunga mkono Raila mara 4 sasa. Hii muhula imepita ilikuwa mara 4. Na atuoni vile sasa atakuja tena kusema anaenda tena kuunga Raila mkono kama rais wa Kenya mara ya 5. Hata hiyo itakuwa aibu.
Nasema itakuwa aibu.
Hiyo itakuwa aibu. So that's guys, that's how it is in Azimio, and I want to get your opinion on how do you get it. Are you understanding the Azimio game plan, or it's just a hullabaloo and a hot hair, a quagmire? So we want to know whether it's a hullabaloo, a hot air, or a quagmire that these guys are going through. But what I know with Azimio is that these guys are always disorganized, and that is why they lost the election to President William Ruto on 9th of August 2022. That's my take, and I still maintain that Raila Odinga all along has been lacking strategies of becoming president. So to me, Azimio should just re-strategize. They should meet, re-strategize, and look for a better manner of handling issues such as the ones we have discussed today. Guys, let's meet at the comment section, but remember to subscribe and give this video a like. Also, don't forget to click on the notification bell so that anytime a video like this one is produced, you will always get notified. Thank you guys. It's past midnight, so I also need to sleep. Thank you.